Petoskey Northman basketball on WJML is brought to you tonight by your local Petoskey UPS store, your certified packaging expert located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. The Silver Dollar Business Solutions, increase your business's bottom line with value-added electronic payment services. Northern Michigan Artist Market with art in all media by over 90 local Northern Michigan artists from Traverse City to the top of the Upper Peninsula at 445 East Mitchell Street next to the old library in Petoskey's historic Gaslight District. Attention to detail. You can have Dan clean your residential or commercial windows for the best service and the cleanest windows in town. And of course, special thanks to WJML Radio, News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com. And tonight's one of the big ones. Here we are in Petoskey, getting ready for tonight's big game between the first place Cadillac Vikings and the second place, but really close, Petoskey Northman. And with me today, as always, Caitlin Crittenton and Jason Bassett. Caitlin, I understand you've been looking forward to this game all week.
I've been looking forward to this game, since we lost to them. I think Petoskey has definitely improved since the first time we played them. This last 7 games they have played, we have seen them play phenomenal. They've definitely have, grown in their skills, especially Megan and Kelsey. That feed to one another has been working out great for both of them, and
it's been
just exciting to see them.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I was going to say it's a lot of fun to watch them play.
And not only them, but the people coming off the bench are still bringing that energy and intensity on the floor. So, with that combination, it should be a pretty good game tonight. I
would think so. And, on the other side, we've got Cadillac, who, they've been ripping right through the conference, winning all their games, but their last 2 games, they've won by 1 point each. Last week we talked about the game they had against Gaylord where they won in the last second, but they also, the week before that, earlier in that week, they won over McBain by 61-60. So 2 1-point games in a row. And they had a game scheduled this week against who? I know, but I'll look it up here. They had a game scheduled against TC Central, but that was postponed. They got snowed out. So I think they did it on purpose. They wanted to be all rested up for tonight's game, and they wanted to make sure that we didn't get to see them play.
Well, I'm happy because, their last couple of games have been 1 point each, and Traverse City's not that strong that year, so maybe that would give them a confidence, to play well tonight, but they can have it left in their heads that they've been only winning by 1 point.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, though, since I can butt in here, is that not only by skipping it might they be also rested, but they could also be rusty because they haven't been playing in a while.
We saw when we came back from our, long break in Ogama Heights and stuff, how our girls were kind of playing down to their level, and, we weren't meeting our passes, and it's going to be in our benefit that we've been playing games that we played Monday and against a team that they lost to won by 1 point. So really, this is perfect for us to have Cadillac right before, or Gaylord right before Cadillac to just get us ready for this game.
Well, and in all honesty, frankly, I don't think anybody needed anything to get them ready for this game. I think both teams have been looking forward to this game. This is like the conference championship game, really. And no matter what happens between now and the end of the season, this game is going to have a big impact on who the conference champion is and who gets to go into the districts with all that confidence and championship excitement. Mm-hmm. So Cadillac. Now you take a look at the Cadillac roster. Now we played them once already this season. That, as we all remember, they beat us, but only 45-38. Taking a look down their roster, who do you see as somebody that we should be paying special attention to tonight?
Definitely. I remember Emmington from last year. She's confident. She's a good guard. And also Agrin, she scored 11 points last time, and Baker did a great job too. She's a junior this year. She's a forward, and she scored 10th last time we played them. So really, we got to watch out for those 3. Emmington's pretty good at running the offense, and she's really good on defense. doesn't help. Cadillac is really good at playing defense on Kelsey, and I can't pick it out what they do to, it's not necessarily a shadow, but they're very aware of where Kelsey Ans is on the court. So, and Cadillac's did that last year too on the court, and it's like, okay, we need, Kelsey's one of our scorers. We need her to score, we need Megan to score, and we need, the rest of the team to just contribute.
And so looking in your scorebook from the last, the game we played them earlier in the season, Kelsey only got,
she only had 4 points,
right?
Yep. And that was just this past season. So really, we need our scorers, our teammates, Alyssa, Liz Frazier, we need them to make sure they're setting good screens for Kelsey and Megan, because that's what we're going to do. We need her on offense.
All right, well, we'll be right back to talk a little more about this game tonight and all the other festivities that are going on here. Right back on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
January brings snow, north wind, and plenty of chill. But Jet's Pizza in Petoskey has the recipe to warm you up from the inside out. Right now, a large one-topping Jet's Pizza is just $5.99 for a small. Or feed the whole ski team with a large one-topping pizza for just $9.99. Like an extra kick on your pizza? Ask for Jet's exclusive bold pepperoni with big, spicy flavor. Find and print valuable coupons at jetspizza.com and let's get Jets.
Let's get Jets.
Hydration isn't something athletes do just during a practice or game. Good hydration takes place before practices and games as well. You can learn more about good hydration and heat acclimation by visiting the MHSAA website, clicking on Education, and checking out the various resources, including a free online course offered by the National Federation. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Hey, I'm Kristen.
The best mobile pet beautician around. I'm Robert.
The owner of the UPS store in my neighborhood. I get all kinds of pet products delivered all the time. And since my van is my office.
Her business needed a real street address.
So I got a mailbox at the UPS store. Now I never miss a delivery because Robert can sign
for all Kristen's packages and send out a text or email when they arrive. Kristen loves being in business on her own.
But with Robert's help, I don't feel like I'm alone.
And running around in circles.
Are you a
mind reader?
Wow.
To learn about mailbox services at the UPS store and to find a locally owned center near you, visit theupsstore.com. We love small businesses. We love logistics.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing expert. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
What are you doing out there with that rifle and dynamite?
I hated that old credit card machine so much that after Silver Dollar Business Solutions came by, this'll be fun.
No, that's dangerous.
Oh, we don't need that old thing anymore. Silver Dollar Business Solutions got me a better system and lowered my rates. My customers are happy with quicker checkout, and we're keeping more of our hard-earned revenue.
Well, it sounds like you've really thought through the business part, but that pile of dynamite has me worried.
Oh, it'll be great.
If you own or manage a business and hate your credit card processor, Silver Dollar Business Solutions can help. Whether you need to lower your costs on your current equipment or replace your processing system, Silver Dollar Business Solutions is here for you. You will be so happy you'll want to celebrate, but please don't do anything dangerous.
I guess the dynamite wasn't such a good idea.
231-758-2851. Silver Dollar brings value to you.
Marty, Caitlin, and Jason here at Petoskey High School as we get ready for tonight's big game against Cadillac. One thing I wanted to mention before I forgot, we talked last couple of games about the fundraiser that the hockey team was doing for Nicholas Watson from Sheboygan. And I got the article here from the paper. They raised $2,973, so almost $3,000. And for all of you who went, contributed, and helped out, we want to thank you. And now we're back to talking about basketball again, which is what we like to do the most. But it was always, it's a nice thing to be able to help out with that. Speaking of basketball, the Cadillac Vikings in their last game against Gaylord, their high scorers were Fuller. That's Abby Fuller, who got 14 points. She's ranked, as of Monday, she was ranked number 13 in the conference with a scoring average of 5.4 points per game. Then Baker got 9 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and that is Hannah Baker. She's ranked number 11th in the conference with an average of 7.3. Golnick had 6 rebounds, and Agron, who's ranked number 9 in the conference with 8.5. And also Emmington, who's ranked number 16 in the conference with 6.5, were also among the top scorers for Cadillac. So they got a lot of the top people in the state, in the conference.
Yeah, it's interesting just because I remember when I was a junior and I was ranked like 20-something when I had, 6 points average in a game. But you also had, Kirby, Tam, you had Mackenzie probably was up there too because she was a freshman. Katie Knudsen, so it's weird how the competition, you still have Megan and Kelsey and Mackenzie up there with averaging over 15 points a game, which is a lot. But you can definitely tell the competition, shooters are...
Right, and lest we forget our own players who are up there at the top. As of Monday in that same listing, we had Megan Tompkins and Kelsey Ants. I think it was Ants Tompkins, but they were right on top of each other, 1 and 2 in the conference in scoring. So,
and they were probably 2 or 3 or. One. Are they still in first still?
I don't know. The last stats we have was from the beginning of the week, but they certainly had a good game, so they're probably, if not right up there, pretty close to it. Oh, okay. All right. Well, tell you what. Let's take a. Can you get up? Take a second for our fashion highlights. The Cadillac team is out here in their warm-ups with nice yellow stripes down the side. They're now down to their playing uniforms, and we'll turn this over to our color coordinator. So, Caitlin, what do you think of the Cadillac uniforms?
The shorts are too short. Well, they are doing a stretch that makes it, they raise their shorts up a little bit, but you're not supposed to roll your shorts in basketball, and you can, even if it's one time, I don't care. I don't like your shorts rolled. That used to be in like 2 years, 3 years ago. Well, it's 2013 now. Girls basketball does not roll their shorts. We're trying to, I feel like, give this intimidating look. We're trying to look more like a guys team. We might not play like a guys team, but we're trying to do the longer shorts, the high socks. It's not too bad. Everybody, I don't like their uniforms, personally. I don't. They're kind of ugly.
Well, it's not your attitude about the team that's affecting
not my attitude, just my, they've had those uniforms for a while. You can tell, like our, uniforms kind of like that Under Armour flowy material, not the compression tight Under Armour, but the flowiness, and theirs is kind of like the satin and stuff, and that's a lot harder to move in the basketball game. So
all right, well, and as we all know, fashion is a matter of opinion, and that's why
this is Caitlin Crittenden's fashion opinion about basketball, not an actual.
Well, but you are our official color coordinator, so we're glad to have your valuable opinion in as we get ready on tonight's game. And I was waiting for Jason to fill in his opinion on the shorts that Cadillac wears, but he's
not that short, but they're 2 inches above the knee, and they need to be at the knee.
All right. Now let's talk about some of the other features of tonight's game, and we'll do that when we get right back from this break on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm an unwinder. I'm about to go unwind for 4 days at a spa. The last thing I want to do is deal with my luggage, so I'm going to leave it up to logistics.
Unwinders love logistics. With our luggage services, just drop your luggage off at the UPS store, and your bags will be sent right to your destination. No waiting in line to check bags, no waiting at baggage claim. All you have to do is unwind. To find a location near you, visit theupsstore.com. The UPS store locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours vary by location.
The Continental Inn of Sheboygan is conveniently located on Main Street in downtown Sheboygan. Within walking distance of the beach, shopping, and restaurants, the Continental Inn offers spacious rooms with cable television, high-speed internet, and all the comforts of home. Enjoy the heated outdoor pool and start your day off right with a delicious continental breakfast every day. And at the Continental Inn, your well-mannered pets are always welcome. Book your stay on the web at continentalinn.biz.
They officiate because they love the game that gave so much to them, and they want to give back to it. They officiate because they believe that the mission of high school sports is to help educate kids. They'd like you to join their ranks, so why don't you? To become a registered high school game official, call or click the Michigan High School Athletic Association. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
We do support those officials, and we really thank them for all the great work they do to make high school basketball the things that it is. But of course, one of the risks of being an official is that you are out on the floor, and therefore you come under the purview of the color commentator here on WJML. And we didn't quite finish their report. Caitlin had something she wanted to say about the officials.
Well, it's not the officials in the striped shirts. It's the officials that are at the table, and they looked so nice tonight with their they're all matching. They're wearing khakis with a white sweater vest with the Petoskey logo, with white a shirt underneath, and I like the matching, and it looks very nice. And the jazz band's coming down, and they're all wearing white shirts. So it's nice to see the support of the whiteout. I'm assuming because it's snow coming, of the fans and the jazz bands and the sports table to participate.
There you go. And I should mention, too, that when I went over to the refreshment stand to get a bottle of water for the game, and they have all kinds of new sportswear there. Some new basketball shirts. Did you like those?
Yes, I did like those. And they're nice. They're not just cotton material. They're dry fit material. So I kind of want one, but I'm going to wait.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about the other things that are going on tonight. This is, in addition to being a big game because it's for first place in the Big North Conference, it's also one of those wonderful boys-girls doubleheaders. So we're going to have a lot of people in here tonight. The bleachers on both sides of the gym are down. The girls playing now, and then the boys going to be playing later on. As you mentioned, we have the jazz band here starting to fill in there and getting ready to play. And it's also snow coming this weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun week. We have court coming out tonight, and also, the dance is tomorrow. I'm not sure how many people are going to the dance, but
we do have a little dance controversy in town now, but
yes, that's another news story you probably heard read in the newspaper. So I don't know if the students want to protest against that, but they're not going to be protesting to come to this game.
Right. So. Right. And I haven't seen a lot of offensive behavior or particularly romantic behavior, or whichever you want to call it, here at the basketball game. So it's safe to come out and bring your kids. And and if you're in town, you can't be more than 5 minutes away from the gym. Come on out. It's going to be an exciting game tonight. We got about 5 minutes to go before we get started, and should be a pretty exciting game tonight. Other than the statistical picture and the what's all at stake in this game, you've had a chance to talk to the coaches and get everybody's feeling about the game at this point before it starts. What do the coaches see?
Coach D and Trish Lamberti are definitely excited for this game, just to show what they got, and I think they really want to find Kelsey and Megan, use the height advantage. This team is kind of like Gaylor. They have a few tall girls, or taller girls, but by taller that means 5'8", 5'9", which, it's like a 5'4" girl standing next to a 5'8" girl on a court, standing next to Megan and Kelsey. So use that height advantage, flash the ball in the middle, and Cadillac, talking to their coach, they're going to want to press tonight. They're going to want to set good screens and find a lot of that back door, and that's what happened last time. We weren't playing on the line and looking both sides. We lost track of the player, and we saw a lot of backdoor, and just we weren't meeting our passes for those steals. So definitely they're going to try using their speed and playing that defense they do on Kelsey and take her out of the game.
Yeah, they have a whole, the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people on their lineup card are all 5'5". So they are pretty short. We have Katie Lewis at 5'3", and Hannah Skolton at 5'5", but that's it for that short on our roster.
I thought Hannah was shorter than Katie. I don't know.
Well, you can't
Maybe
believe
they
the roster.
lied.
Can't believe the roster.
Yes. I think Katie's 5'5". She's not that short, but that doesn't matter. We have a 6'3" girl. We have 5'10". We have Alyssa who's 5'10".
And as we were talking about last game, plays like she's 6'2".
Yes, Alyssa. She definitely has some ups, and she's very aggressive. And if we could just see her do that the whole game instead of spurts here and there, but usually there's spurts she does have is very beneficial, and it's when someone else is not playing as well. So it helps her keep that energy, the pep of energy in their step.
What I'm looking forward to seeing is Petoskey against that press. You mentioned that, but that was one of the big factors in our first game against Cadillac, and it's something that Northland have been working on since then. They haven't seen very many really good presses to compare themselves against, but they have been working on it. It'll be interesting to see how it comes out tonight.
Well, they're getting better at breaking the press. The key things they just have to remember is keep their head up and meet the passes. The main thing they struggle is just meeting passes. They just find themselves standing there. If they could just meet that pass and look up the court and not have your head down, we should be getting easy layups on backside.
Right, because the team that's putting on the press, you say the team that's being pressed has to look and anticipate the press, but the team that's putting on the press is looking too, and they realize that when you pass out of the press and they see where it's going, and they want to go fill. So if you stand there and wait for the ball, you're also waiting for the defender to come to you, and you give up the advantage of being the open person who gets the ball out of the press.
A good defending team is going to anticipate the pass. So really it's going to come down to, they're reading your eyes. That's what they're doing. They're saying, okay, where's she looking? Where's she looking? And they're going to go to that spot where, they think they're going to pass. And that's what Petoskey doesn't realize. Some of the girls is like, I'm open. Well, come meet that pass and you will be open.
Right. And then when you're open and when the ball's thrown to you, you have to go to the ball and get it under control before the defender gets to you.
Yes.
So you can do something with it. We've got the jazz band here playing the fight song, and as we get ready for the game to start, we just have about under a minute or so, and teams are getting ready to do the opening game ceremonies, the national anthem, the starting lineups, and getting the warm-ups off and getting ready to get out there and play. And I assume everybody down on the floor is excited as we are up here, and as excited as the people are who are starting to fill in the stands.
I know, it's just a constant flow of people coming in to fill in.
All right, but there's still room for you guys if you want to come on out and join us, and we hope that you get here. And if you don't, we are happy to be bringing the game to you on WJML. And of course, if you have trouble as the game goes on with the radio signal, be sure to go to WJML.com. Wherever you are in the world, I guess, you can listen to us on WJML.com. And my engineer here, Jason's been bragging about the signal today. He was busy this week working on making some changes on how we get the sound to the radio station. We have a whole new way of doing that today, and he tells me that we're sounding even better than usual. That was before I started talking, so I don't know how that's affected how we sound, but I'm going to stop talking for just a minute here and give you a chance to listen to the national anthem. live rendition of the national anthem here, and to the accompaniment of the Petoskey Jazz Band. They're doing a great job. And
Mr. Harvey singing.
Mr. Harvey, the voice of the Petoskey Northmen.
Of the national anthem.
I'm sorry?
Of the national anthem.
Yep. Very good. And now we're getting ready for the starting lineup. So, see, Caitlin, that you have the starting lineups right there. So, who's starting tonight?
Megan Tompkins at center, Liz Frazier at guard, Kelsey Ants at forward, Katie Lewis at forward, and Alyssa Van Worden at point guard.
So the same starting lineup that we've been seeing for a while, which is good. No major substitutions or anything. We'll look for some stellar performance by them. And on the other side of the court, the Cadillac Vikings.
For the Vikings, we have Mary Emmington at guard, Caitlin Agrin at forward, Selena Golnick at center, Hannah Baker at forward, and Mary Mayray Baker at guard.
Okay, Mary Murray Baker, one of their star players, and I'm sure we're going to hear a lot from her tonight. They're a junior and a senior, the two Bakers. I assume that they're sisters or cousins or something. But all those starters for Cadillac are among their top players, and be interesting to see how the opening of this game goes. As I said, that's the first thing I'm looking for is what happens with the press the first time we have the ball, because I imagine, given how well that worked last time, we'll see it a lot.
I think they're going to come, straight out with the press, just to mix it up and, get us frazzled and try and getting those quick, easy buckets after this deal. So it's going to be very interesting, to see it.
And on the Northmen's offensive side, I think we're going to try to see them get the Kelsey Ants, Megan Tompkins combination working early. Megan had all those points in the first quarter of the last game against Gaylord, and that was a really big part in getting us out in front, which we needed, because the middle of that game they did a good job of catching up.
And with Kelsey and Megan on passing it to it, that starts the momentum of their game. They look to those girls for offense, and it just boosts their, Katie and Liz's confidence to, either feed it to them or take that shot, or, they cramp so down on Megan and Kelsey that it leaves those girls wide open.
All right, well, speculation is about to end. We're about to see what happens as Megan Tompkins stands in the jump circle, and for the zillionth game in a row, gets the opening tip-off. It's in forecourt now. Over on the right-hand side is Kelsey Ant. She passes it back out on top to Van Worden, who takes a three-point shot to start the game off. She misses, but Kelsey rebounds it underneath and passes it in to Lewis, and Ants gets the ball back and Tompkins, but that's after the whistle. I think that Kelsey's going to the line. There's a lot of contact underneath the basket and a lot of effort by the Northmen.
Foul was on Selena Golnick. That's her first, and great job to the Northmen going to the boards. They just got 4 offensive boards. They need to hit those shots now.
And the first free throw goes in for Kelsey, so the Northmen take the early initial lead, 1-0 just underway here in the first quarter of tonight's game between the Northmen and the Vikings. Second shot off the rim, but Kelsey goes in, gets the rebound.
We got to make those layups. We can't, be missing 6 layups in a row.
And Kelsey did miss that layup. Cadillac back up the floor now with the ball out on top, and that is Barcy out on top, passing it off to Baker. Hannah Baker shoots it off the rim and rebounded this time by the Vikings. They drive down on the right-hand side. Ball gets away from Emmington and out of bounds, but it was knocked out apparently by the Northland, because Cadillac's going to get the ball out of bounds. And that's Mary Murray Baker, the senior, throwing the ball in to the baseline. And as she tries to pass it underneath, that was Hannah Baker trying to pass it underneath. It's knocked out by the Northmen. So they get the ball out of bounds again. No real inside penetration yet by the Vikings, as they have the ball in the baseline, ready to throw it in, and Baker passes it all the way back out on top. Out on top there is Agrin, and ball taken away, and Kelsey Ants with it. Gets to the free throw line, stops, passes it in the middle to Tompkins. She pivots, puts it up and in.
Good job.
So we get the first instance of the Ants to Tompkins combination. The Northmen now with a 3-0 lead with 6:50 remaining in the first quarter. Mary Marie Baker in the middle and passes it off back outside to Selena Golnick. A little competition for the basketball there as Liz Fraser almost gets it away, but Cadillac picks the ball back up. Driving in from the top and then passing it out to the right-hand side to Hannah Baker. Her shot goes up off the rim. Tompkins gets the rebound and passes it out, and it's quickly up the court now to Lewis on the left-hand side. Lewis brings it back out on top. Van Worden over on the right-hand side, looking around at the offense, and Fraser in the middle with the ball. Back over to Tompkins, who's out on top, and to Ants still on top to get it into Van Worden in the middle. She drives down the lane, puts it off the rim, but Tompkins gets the rebound, brings it back out on top to Fraser. Her shot misses. Northland missing a lot of shots, but again this trip they're just getting rebound after rebound.
They're going hard to the boards, which is great, but right now I see like a mismatch on Kelsey. They really need to find Kelsey and post her up.
And it's Fraser on the left side, passes underneath to Tompkins, but just off the tip of her fingers and out of bounds. So good action inside, but no points, and the ball goes over to Cadillac. The Northland leading 3-0, 5:42 remaining in the first quarter. Cadillac with the ball over the timeline. That's Katie Kurzman with the ball there, and going down the right-hand side, back out on top to Baker, Hannah Baker. Hannah underneath nicely to Mary Murray Baker. She dribbles across the lane, passes it back out, and driving down for a layup is Mary Emmington. She gets to the baseline, but she misses a shot. And one of the Cadillac players sitting on the floor now.
It's Emmington, I'm pretty sure.
It is Mary Emmington. The officials stop the clock. She gets up, limping a little bit off the court.
If you look at their bench, they only have 5 girls on the bench right now, and to have Emmington out, looks like she maybe rolled her ankle coming down for that rebound. But they can't afford to have someone out like that.
She sits down next to the coach, Todd Baker, there, and we'll see what they come up with. She's working on her shoe. So I don't know if she's all right or not. Tompkins with the ball, puts it up for a layup, misses, and Cadillac back with the ball.
A lot of missed layups by the Northmen right now.
Cadillac on the far side. It's Hannah Baker. Gets caught in the corner, passes it back out on top. Underneath, it's Mary Murray Baker. Her shot up and goes in. And that's the first point for the Vikings. They trail 3-2 to the Northmen, 4:48 remaining. Pass comes in to the Northmen, but it's knocked out of Fraser's hands by Cadillac, and that is Abby Fuller puts the ball up and in, and so now it's Vikings take a 1-point lead, 4-3. Northmen have the ball at the timeline. Van Worden across the middle, stops, passes it back to Lewis. Lewis outside on the left, and looking around for somebody who's open. Dribbles in the middle, back out, and looking for somebody to pass to. She gets double teamed and tied up, and it's going to be called a jump ball. She's double teamed there on the outside. Ball goes over to the Vikings on the possession arrow.
Right now we're not being strong with the ball. They just got 2 points or 2 baskets in the middle of 10 seconds because we're not going hard. We can't let up anyway. Kelsey, we got to be aggressive, but maintain it.
Okay, they get the ball inside. 2 defenders on Baker, and then she passes it outside to her sister or cousin, whoever it is, Hannah Baker, and their shot misses the Northman with the ball. Katie Lewis up the court and pass to Van Worden. Van Worden was going one way and the ball went the other, so it goes out of bounds to Cadillac.
We cannot afford mistakes like that. Katie needs to be aware of who's on the court and what the play is to make sure that we're getting it.
And the ball gets away from Abby Fuller, taken over by the Northmen. There's Kelsey Ants for a 3, and her shot off the bracket, rebounded by Van Worden, and then over to Ants. Now the ball's on the floor as neither one of them really picked it up, and Cadillac has the ball. They're leading 4-3 at 3:30 remaining in the first quarter. Cadillac with the ball out on top. It's Abby Fuller. Abby Fuller being guarded by Fraser, gets the ball into the middle, now back out to Fuller as there's nothing going on inside. Fuller over to Agron on top and back to Fuller. Then they get it inside on the left-hand side to Hannah Baker down in the corner. Nothing open in the middle, so they try it back outside again to Abby Fuller, who resets. Abby Fuller driving towards the middle, but the defense comes out to get her. She spins around it, gets in, shoots a layup, misses, and ball going over to the Northmen, I believe, or was there a foul called?
It was a travel. called on her. Right now we're kind of in panic mode to get a shot. We're not being patient, and when we are patient, we get turnovers just like that.
So
Liz Frazier just stepped on the line after she got the. We got to be aware we are on the court. This is kind of ridiculous. It's 3-4. There's no reason to panic. We're down by 1. We just need to be patient. We can't be jacking up.
Okay, here's the press now as the Northman bring the ball in. It's Northman bringing it up the left side, but as soon as they get across the timeline, they're double teamed. That's Lewis double teamed, and then they got the ball back. That's happened twice now, and they take the ball to the basket, and that was Golden. Agren.
Yep.
Okay, took the ball and put it up. So now Vikings up early, 6-3 with 2:33 remaining, and now out on top, and they steal the ball from us again. A breakaway. All down by herself for the layup, and that is Caitlin Agren.
It's really frustrating to watch this right now because they're throwing it away. There's no need for this.
So Ants takes it all the way herself, behind the back pass, gets her in for a layup, and as she goes up with it, shot doesn't go in because she's fouled. And
foul was on Hannah Baker. That's her first, team's team's third of this half.
Ants at the free throw line. Northman, no team fouls. And Kelsey shot off the front of the rim. Coming into the game now for the Northman, Amanda Stinger. And Ants gets their second shot. Northman trailing by 5, 8-3 with just over 2 minutes remaining. And Kelsey makes it, so that's 8-4 now as Northman close the gap up just a little bit.
Coming in for the Vikings, we have Fisher and Barcy coming in. So hopefully the Northman, we saw Megan and, start 3 starters in to use this opportunity.
All right, Cadillac with the ball. They bring it down to the left-hand side, back across the top. That's Agren. Over in the corner on the right-hand side. Closely guarded in their double team, but they bring it back outside, down on the baseline against Tompkins, and that throws off Agren, and she travels. Ball out of bounds to the Northman. Minute 55 remaining in the first quarter. Northman down by 4, 8-4. Little spot there on the floor as they get a towel out there to clean it up. Meanwhile, Kelsey Ants standing on the baseline getting ready to throw the ball in. Here it comes. She gets the ball in, and ball comes back to her. As the double team comes to her, she gets it away to Tompkins underneath.
Tompkins needs to go up strong with that. There's no reason. I love their unselfish play at times, but, we can't afford that right now.
Ants now has the ball over on the sideline. She finds Tompkins in the middle, but doesn't quite get it through to her. And Cadillac bringing the ball up the floor. They get all the way down to the baseline, and that's Kelsey Ants grabbing the arm of the shooter for the Vikings to prevent that layup.
They've been playing so well, this whole 6-7 games since last time they played Cadillac. Everything they did wrong, they fixed, and they're going right back to their old ways because they're playing against a harder team. If they would just play the way they have been, it would make such a difference in this game.
Caitlin Agren at the free throw line. She missed the first one, getting ready for her second one now. And she makes it, so that expands the lead up to 5 points, 9-4, with a minute and a half remaining in the first quarter. Ants getting ready to bring the ball in, press fully up the court there, but the pass comes into Van Worden and back to Ants. Ants across to Van Worden. So 2 of the best players that bringing the ball up the court combined to get through that press. They're across the timeline now, and Van Worden has it, bringing it up to the top of the three-point arc. She backs up a little bit, gives it to Skolten over on the left-hand side. Skolten looking for an opportunity for a shot, passes it underneath to Tompkins, inside to Van Worden, who turns and puts a layup up, and it goes in.
Nice job by Alyssa Van Worden, and Megan's seen that, and she turned, not into the defender like they have been, turned away from the basket and did a nice little hook shot, or whatever you want to call that.
Well executed play underneath, and it's now 9-6. In deep for Cadillac is Mary Murray Baker. Her shot goes up, and it's rebounded by Tompkins. Tompkins brings the ball out, and it is Lewis over on, Van Worden on the right-hand side. Passes it into Stinger, and underneath to Tompkins. Her shot misses, but a nice rebound by Ants. Turns around, puts it up, gets it again, and misses again, but that's because she got fouled the second time, and she's coming to the line for our two shots. Northern down by 3 now, and Kelsey on the line for 2, so she could go most of the way to catching up this margin here, with the Northmen only having 29.6 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Kelsey's first shot goes in. We have Hannah Baker coming back in the game for Cadillac, and Kelsey lining up for her second shot.
Kelsey's doing a great job of going to the boards. She just needs to make those layups. They're definitely putting pressure on her, but just going up strong. That's her third time going to the basket. So
free throw off the front of the rim, 9-7 now as Cadillac has the ball, and it is Abby Fuller bringing it back to reset the offense for Cadillac. Tompkins comes out and guards, and the ball gets away. And now they give it back, and now it's back to the Northmen. A little sloppy play on both sides. Van Worden brings the ball up. There's 4 seconds left. I don't know if she knows that or not. Passes it into Tompkins, who shoots from the side. Ooh, and it's off the bracket. Yes. Yeah, that was a desperation last-second shot. We get to the end of the first quarter with the Northmen trailing now only by 2, 9-7. And we'll be right back with the second quarter right here on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
Nestled in the woods across from the Pellston Regional Airport, the Pellston Lodge is halfway between Mackinac City and Petoskey and close to all the great things about northern Michigan. Enjoy first-class accommodations, a dip in the pool after your long day, and wireless internet throughout the hotel. A delicious morning continental breakfast awaits you before a day of activity. Winter ski packages are also available from Nubs Knob Ski Resort, so make your next stay at the Pellston Lodge in Pellston, on the web at pellstonlodge.com.
And back here in Petoskey, getting ready to start the second quarter. Jason, I believe we're all caught up now on the recorded videos of the games. Everything, all the games now up through our last game is on the website. All you have to do is go to WJML.com and click the link there. They were missing that link for a little while, but I think we got it back on there, right?
As far as I know, and if not, the ustream.com/WJML Sports will get you right to those videos.
Is it Ustream or is it?
No, it's YouTube.
YouTube. So you said that wrong. YouTube.
Oh, did I?
Yep.
Okay.
But that's okay. Northland back in action here, so we'll move right along. Liz Fraser with the ball, and into Tompkins, who falls down but managed to pass it away really nicely to Skolton. Skolton back on top to Van Worden. Van Worden down the side, and there is
nice shot by
Stinger.
I can't.
Yep.
What is her first name? Oh my gosh.
Amanda.
I'm like, I want to say Alyssa Stinger. I'm like, no.
Amanda Stinger, 9-9 tie now as Cadillac has the ball, and they end up going out of bounds. So the Northmen get it back now with 9-9 tie early in the second quarter. Go ahead.
Feels like the frustration is starting to go the other way now.
Ball comes into Fraser, who gets across the timeline and passes it over to Van Worden out on top. Van Worden gets an opening, drives down to the baseline, puts it up, misses, gets a rebound, puts it up, and this time she's fouled. Cadillac doing a lot of fouling on those second shots.
Yes. The foul is on Murray Baker, so that's her second foul. That's great to have her, starting to get in foul trouble right at the beginning. You can see Kaylin Agron, I think, coming in for her at the game.
Van Worden puts her first shot in. That gives the Northmen the lead as we start the second quarter, 10-9. And Alyssa's got another opportunity at the line right now.
And, the reason why Alyssa had the left side wide open is because she was overplaying her right hand. Any point guard wants to go to her dominant hand, and Alyssa saw that opportunity to drive left, so that was great.
And, it's good to try to play your dominant hand, but it's nice if you can move both ways, and she did a good job of that. Northland get the rebound. It's Tompkins at the free throw line. Back out on top to Skolton. Skolton over to the right-hand side to Stinger, and Stinger finds Skolton on the left-hand side for a three. Off the far rim down, but rebounded by the Northmen. It's Tompkins down on the floor, and they call her for a travel. That's the worst kind of travel, falling down.
Yes.
But that's how it goes, and Cadillac has the ball now across midcourt. It's Fuller down to the right-hand side to Hannah Baker. Hannah Baker's tied up underneath. Tompkins bats the ball away and
we have
knocks it out of
Kelsey
bounds.
Yance and Katie Lewis coming in for Megan and Hannah Skolton. It's great to see the North, and I think they've done this the best they've ever had, is going to the offensive boards. I don't know how many offensive boards we've had, but it's been
It's gotta be at least 10 or 12.
Well, we haven't been making our shots as we usually are, but it's good to see that they're ready.
Ooh, and in the inbounds pass, it's knocked away nicely by Liz Fraser, who gets out. Ooh, just misses the layup, and it goes out of bounds. No, knocked back in, but saved by Cadillac, and they get it all the way back up the court. Now down in the middle, knocked away by Van Worden as they try to get the ball inside. So back and forth. Now the Northmen throw it all the way down to Stinger, who's down at the front of the court, back up to Lewis, who did a great job on that previous play. She's the shortest person under the basket, jumped up, knocked the ball away.
There you go,
and now
Katie.
she gets rewarded with a great opportunity inside and goes in from the left and puts up a layup.
In the first quarter, I was wondering why they weren't, there's transition down the court. I don't care if it's 4-on-3 or if you have an advantage 5-on-4, you always need to use that advantage.
Van Worden comes out and breaks up that pass between the two guards for Cadillac, and they throw the ball out of bounds.
Score is 12-9, 6:05 left in the second period.
So Northman with the ball, they're going to be bringing it in from the far sideline. And it is Stinger over there, or Van Worden.
Stinger just passed it into Lewis.
And Lewis now up across the timeline. She's being closely guarded, but it doesn't seem to bother her, and they get it to Fraser. Fraser backs it out, picks up a screen from Ants, but her pass to Lewis is a little too high, and the ball goes out of bounds.
We have a lot of turnovers right now. We need to, settle down and make those passes. We can't have, good swings and bad swings. We need to keep our momentum building before we break it down.
Comes back into the game, maybe for a little ball handling on the outside. Over on the right now, it's Cadillac with the ball. Their pass gets away from them, and Skolton gets it and gives it to Ants, who's quickly up the court to Stinger on the left-hand side. Stinger passes it out. Cadillac gets it, but then they're double teamed on the baseline, and a foul.
It's called on Amanda Stinger. That's her first, team second. Northman is doing really well at fouls tonight. They're keeping it clean, and that's really going to help out.
Northman leading by 3, 12-9. Cadillac with the ball across the timeline. It's Mary Emmington. Moves it over to the left-hand side. Nothing doing there, so she's spinning around, has to bring it back out on top. Out on top to Abby Fuller. Abby Fuller to Mary Murray Baker. Down the right-hand side, double teamed. Passes it out, gets through the hands of their player, but they get the ball back underneath Mary Murray Baker. Outside now, and it is Emmington who gets the ball, but turnover there, I guess.
3 seconds was called. I'm not sure what player, but one of the Vikings were down in the paint.
Yeah, before Emmington got that shot off. So now the Northmen get the ball out of bounds. They bring it up, and it's Stinger over to Skolton. Skolton gives it back to Lewis, and Lewis gets it across the timeline. Lewis out on top, looking for somebody to give it to, finds Ants on the left-hand side. Stinger breaking open in the middle, but Ants takes it in herself, passes it out on the outside to Lewis. Lewis got a couple of nice points, inside and outside now.
Inside and outside, and she's really, right now is just shoot the ball. She's not afraid to take it to the hole, and we really need her to do that.
Northman a little more under control now as Mary Murray Baker passes it underneath the basket. They go to take it up, and Ants knocks it away out of the hands of the shooter. She brings the ball back up the court and across the timeline over the right-hand side to Lewis again. She drives towards the basket, gets a defender on her this time, and Stinger's got it out on top. Over to Skoltman on the left-hand side to I think that was
Jamie
Stinger.
Larson.
Larson, okay.
Foul is on number 20, Selena Golnick. That's her second.
As soon as Larson got the ball, they ran into her, and so Northman get a foul in their favor, a non-shooting foul. They're ahead 14-9 now with 4:13 remaining in the first quarter. They pass the ball into Tompkins underneath the basket from out of bounds. Her shot's a little short, and the rebound goes to Cadillac. Mary Emmington up the court, gets about halfway down the lane, then passes it inside. And as Golnick goes up with it, she's fouled. A couple of Northland jump up to apply the defense. Foul was called on one of them. I'm not sure which one yet, but we'll get that in a second. And going
I think it was called on Megan Tompkins.
Going to the line is Golnick, and she's got a couple of shots. First one is off the bracket. Northman ahead by 5:14.9 with 4 minutes remaining in the first half.
We have Jamie Larson going out and Liz Fraser coming in.
And Golnick gets ready for her second opportunity. And this one, nothing but net. So that makes it 10-14. And Northman bring the ball out. It is Lewis out the middle to Ants, but through Ants's hands. And Cadillac has the ball. They bring it back up. Down to McLaurin in the corner. Her shot off the rim, rebounded by Tompkins, who gives it to Ants. And it's all the way across the other side to Fraser. They get it into the baseline to Lewis. And she's right there to put it in. So 2 from the baseline, 1 from the outside for Lewis. Nice job, Northman. 16-10 with 3:33 remaining. Cadillac has the ball now. It is Hannah Baker on the outside. Over on the left-hand side now to McLaurin. McLaurin out on top to Emmington. Back out now to Fuller. Fuller's shot is a 3. Nice shot, nothing but net for her. Ball comes in for the Northman. Kelsey Ants on the right side. Northman leading by 3, 16-3. And contact over there is...
Oh, no, I think Coach called a timeout.
There was, there was pressure there at the timeline, and rather than letting that develop, Coach D called a timeout. So now we've got about a little over 3 minutes, 3 minutes and 19 seconds left in the first half. Northman have taken the lead back. The play still a little unsteady. There's spots where they seem to have settled it down, but not quite confident.
And I think it has a lot to do with people coming in and out of the game. They kind of get a nice rhythm, and then they get tired. Someone gets tired and has to come out, and then they have to find that new rhythm with someone. But right now they're doing pretty good. They just have to, not that the fouls. We only have 3 fouls. But, they've all been in the second quarter for the most part. And we just got to watch that and make sure we're strong with the ball. We can't turn it over because of the ball pressure.
Play comes back in, and with them, Abby Blanchard comes on the floor for the Northmen. It's Lewis with the ball at the timeline, gets it across. Going back and forth with Sydney Barcy, who's guarding her pretty closely. Gets it inside to Tompkins. Tompkins underneath to Ants. Ants puts the shot up and misses, but gets it back, turns around, puts it up, misses again. And this time the rebound comes down to the Vikings. Vikings across the timeline now. It's Fuller. She brings it back out now to Emmington. They get down the middle, and foul called on the Northmen. I'm not sure who they called that against.
Fouls on
Lewis, I think.
Katie Lewis, and that's her first, team's 4th.
So Northman up by 3, ball out of bounds to the Vikings. They bring the ball in, knocked away nicely on the inbounds pass by Lewis. So Cadillac is going to bring the ball in again, this time from the sideline. 2:41 remaining in the first half, and Darby McLaurin over there throwing the ball in, trying to get it in over Kelsey Ants. She does. They throw it to the backcourt. It's Mary Emmington back there being guarded nicely by Fraser. Hasn't got it back across the timeline yet, but does now. Gets by Fraser now and gets covered by Tompkins. They bring it back out on top, and shot up and missing, and Kelsey Ants with the rebound. And brings it all the way back up to the top of the circle, stops play and looks around for developments inside. There is Fraser on the left. She brings it back on top, spins around her defender, passes it over to the left-hand side to Lewis. Not much movement inside. Then Kelsey Ants breaks to the free throw line, gets it inside to Lewis, and back outside, and that shot misses, rebounded by Cadillac. Cadillac quickly up the floor and down to the baseline, but the defense is back for the Northmen, and as the shot goes up, it's Ants goes up and gets the rebound, but if she comes down, she's tied up by Golnick, and possession arrow gives the ball to the Cadillac Vikings.
We have Jamie Larson and Alyssa Van Worden coming in for Lewis and Blanchard. We are running the floor, but we really need those girls to sprint the floor. And
as the ball comes in, nice job by Fraser. She's mixed it up on those passes a good bit, and this time knocks it out of bounds. So Cadillac has to start all over again, and instead of starting from underneath the basket, they start way out on the sideline. and Hannah Baker throws it in. They get it into Abby Fuller on the far sideline. Fuller curls down the middle, but runs into 3 defenders. Her shot, though, over the top of him, off the front of the rim, and in the basket. Northman up only by 1 now, 16-15 with a minute and a half remaining in the first half. And the ball out to Van Worden and across the timeline, but picked up by the Vikings, and they're quickly down the floor now. They dribble around down there. The shot goes up, misses, rebounded by Ants, but it gets away from her. Tompkins almost picks it up, but Cadillac has the ball back again. They reset the offense, and Mary Emmington tries to bring it in, but looks like she traveled.
I don't know what we are doing today, but we are just, when we're closing out, you're supposed to stay low just in case they fake that pass and drive it by. We are just, flying out there, and we're definitely overplaying and being aggressive, but it's to the point where we're going to get called for a foul or...
Minute to go, first half. Ants breaks down to the baseline, gives it to Tompkins. That's always there, and that worked really well. Northman have 18-15 now with just a minute remaining. Cadillac gets the ball back across the timeline. It is Fuller. Fuller out on top to Emmington. Emmington to the right-hand side. They give it to Hannah Baker. Hannah Baker over to the left-hand side now. It's McLaurin. She's double-teamed and gets a little shove from Ants and falls down on the floor. And I think the call is going to be on Kelsey.
Kelsey, that is her second foul.
They haven't posted on the scoreboard, but I do think that's who they called it on.
Yes. It is. I saw the ref.
And Skolton in now for the Northman. And Cadillac gets the ball on the far sideline. Throw it into the backcourt. Fuller has it back there, looks around, brings it across, passes it up on top to Selner Golnick. And the Northman pick the ball up. Tompkins has it at half court. Your favorite thing is she drives it all the way inside, and then her pass a little tall, almost saved, but goes out of bounds as she tries to get it to Van Worden, to Stinger, and it gets over her head and out of bounds.
Time like that, Megan just needs to go in for the hoop. They have 16 fouls, and you know what? These girls, I don't think, would take a charge against Megan. I really don't believe so. And Megan, all she has to do is really keep it high. So
she keeps it up straight. Either she's going to get a shot or get a foul.
Yeah, so
Cadillac with the ball now, 20 seconds remaining in the first half. Ray Baker down the right-hand side. The ball gets out of her hands as she stops, and it goes out of bounds. Looks like Cadillac's going to be able to keep the ball, and Ray Baker on the right-hand side. Mary Murray Baker. And getting ready to pass the ball in over Van Worden. Gets it through, but they call.
Nice defense by Petoskey.
Alyssa Van Worden, Gardner, and defense all out on the floor. She keeps it past the time limit on the sideline and turns it over to the Northman.
16 seconds left in the first half.
And coming in quickly for the Northman is Katie Lewis. And getting ready to throw the ball in is Hannah Skolton.
I would just chuck it at Megan right now. That girl's barely guarding her.
But she does chuck it, but to Liz Fraser. And back to Skolton, who gets it up across the timeline. Gets through the double team. Passes it back to Lewis. Lewis into the circle. Van Worden over on the right-hand side, back to Lewis. Lewis with 2 seconds left. Puts it up, just misses.
Megan Tompkins.
Tompkins right under the basket, had just enough time to grab it.
That's a great job by Katie Lewis getting it up there. Alyssa, had a nice bounce pass, and Tompkins being ready for that rebounding, putting it up just in time.
Okay, so the first half ends with the Northmen up 20-15, and we're going to be right back with the UPS Store of Petoskey halftime show on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
Things have perked up in downtown Alanson with the all-new R&R Cabin Restaurant. Chef Randy Cole and his partner Ruth invite you to stop in for a jumpstart breakfast or a delicious lunch of gourmet sandwiches and homemade soups. This Friday, try R&R Cabin's Friday night fish fry starting at 4 o'clock. Fill up on a great meal and top it off with a cup of freshly brewed coffee and one of many homemade desserts. Now open, try the all-new R&R Cabin, located in downtown Alanson. Call for today's special at 231-203-2012.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm an unwinder. I'm about to go unwind for 4 days at a spa. The last thing I want to do is deal with my luggage, so I'm going to leave it up to logistics.
Unwinders love logistics. With our luggage services, just drop your luggage off at the UPS store, and your bags will be sent right to your destination. No waiting in line to check bags, no waiting at baggage claim. All you have to do is unwind. To find a location near you, visit theupsstore.com. The UPS store locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours vary by location.
And welcome to the UPS Store Petoskey halftime show right here at the Petoskey High School gym. We've got the jazz band with us. We've got the boys varsity getting ready to play the second game. We've got fans sitting on the bleachers down on both sides of the gym. Big crowd, lots of excitement, and a nice close game. Northman up by 5 at halftime, 20-15. Caitlin a little back and forth in the first half. Northman sometimes showing that maturity and skill that they've been picking up the last couple of weeks, but sometimes looking like they're right back to the beginning of the season.
Yeah, they really need to be more consistent. The first quarter we saw a lot of missed layups, but we also saw them going to the board strong, and we got a couple of their girls who have to watch their fouls that are their key players. So, kind of benefit us in both ways, but also we're overplaying the passing lanes. We jump. We're not staying low and closing out on the three-point arc or even down low. We see Kelsey and Alyssa and Megan all kind of, and Liz just all trying to do the volleyball swat, and it's not working at all. And they just need to maintain themselves control and not just get too crazy with stuff. And look up the court. We have Katie Lewis, who's doing a great job right now. She has 6 points, and it all came from the second quarter, and she's really the one that's helped us out in this.
And Katie's points coming from both inside and outside. She had two right on the baseline, and then she had one out.
Just not being, and a couple times during everything we saw them kind of freak out, just putting up the shot and not working. They just wanted to get it up there, and we saw that a couple times with Kelsey just shooting that three, and really, we just worked it a little bit. We could get her a better shot, but we need. Kelsey has 3 points right now, and Tompkins has 6. But we need to see more from them. We really need to set screens, and they can't be afraid to take it to the hoop just because someone's on them. They are able to take anybody in this. In the BNC to the hoop, and
we've been seeing them do that for the last couple of weeks. And
yes.
Hopefully, I think that just a little too worked up maybe for this game.
Yes.
It's a big game against Cadillac. It's snow coming. Things are probably the energy level at school's probably a little high. You got the boys game after this game. Just everything is combining to make the energy level a little high.
A lot of festivities going on, and this is an exciting game. So.
And, but even with all that, they're not being played out of the gym by Cadillac. And,
no.
And they had a 5-point lead at halftime. When they settle down, they're playing very, very well. They just have to settle down a little more often. You mentioned some of the scores for the Northman. Why don't you give us the whole rundown over there? Who's got those 20 points?
I might repeat this, but Tompkins with 6, Stinger with 2, Kelsey Ants with 3, Katie Lewis with 6, and Alyssa Van Worden with 3. So a great job by Alyssa, and Amanda Stinger also, contributing to the game. Stinger, first time she got in, she shot that little baseline shot, and, that was big to start building up that momentum right into the second quarter. And Alyssa finding, those gaps to, crunch in and hopefully either take that shot like she did the first time or see Kelsey or Megan open. And
it's really important, too, when we're not getting a lot of points by Megan and Kelsey in this first half.
No.
And so it's good to see the other players come in and fill that up and get those shots and bring us up to the
we need to
20
show
points.
that everyone's a threat to score. And, they can guard Kelsey and Megan all they want, but if Katie and Alyssa and Amanda play like they are right now, they're going to have to ease up some way.
Right, and so that should make things a little easier for Kelsey and Megan when they settle down. And
we need help bringing up the ball, on that inbounds pass. That girl wasn't playing that close to her, so really I would, recommend, Megan can jump high, toss it to her high and let her play one-on-one.
All right, now on the other side of the ledger, Cadillac had the lead at the end of the first quarter. They had the lead some of the time in the second quarter, and they got 15 points. Where did they come from?
The 15 points came from Abby Fuller with 7, Caitlin Agron with 5, Selena Golnick with 1, and Mary Murray Baker with 2.
Okay, and on the penalties, they got a couple of people with a few fouls.
Murray Baker has 2, Hannah Baker has 1, and Selena Golnick has 2.
And on our side, it's what, Kelsey Hance with 2?
Kelsey Hance with 2, Stinger with 1, Tompkins with 1, and Katie Lewis with 1.
All right, so why don't we take a quick break right here, and we will be right back with more of the UPS Store Petoskey Halftime Show right here on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 worldwide, not just statewide, worldwide on WJML.com.
Attention law enforcement officers, you've had your basic training. Now, are you ready for the next level of CQB? Let Jim Atkins at White Tiger Martial Arts take you to that level. With 36 years under his 8th degree black belt, Jim is ready to give new meaning to defend and protect. One-on-one classes are available at times that work around your schedule. Jim is experienced in working with SWAT, local, state, and county authorities. So get in now to White Tiger Martial Arts Academy on 8th Street in Traverse City and take your skill set to the next level.
My name is Susan, and I run my own consulting firm, which really means I'm the consummate multitasker. I'm the accounting department, the marketing department, the mailroom. So how do I get it all done? Logistics.
I'm Bob from the UPS Store. Multitaskers like Susan send their presentations to us online, and we print them, bind them, and make handouts. We also handle their packing and shipping. And with one of our mailboxes, we can sign for packages, even send text alerts when they arrive.
Thanks to logistics, I can do more than ever. And I didn't think that was possible.
Multitaskers love logistics. That's why they love the UPS Store and all the things they do. To find a location near you, visit the upsstore.com today. Participation, prices, and hours vary by location. See Center for details.
Your Petoskey UPS Store is your certified packing expert. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
Welcome back to the UPS Store Petoskey Halftime Show right here at Petoskey High School. We're at halftime, obviously. Northman up 20-15. Entertained over that last commercial break by the Petoskey Jazz Band with some really pretty nice smooth jazz for a band that's all brass and percussion. Really, you know, to come out with that smooth sound is really very, very, very nice. And teams. Well, at least the Cadillac team back out on the floor. What's going on in that Northman locker room other than everybody sitting down, taking a deep breath and getting ready to start out under a little more control?
You know, right now, Coach is saying, control the basketball, maintain yourself on the press, and meet your passes. You know, that's where all of our turnovers have. You know, don't get frustrated and try making up a play just because you might have, you know, made a bad pass. You know, they got to control the basketball, no dumb turnovers, and just play good defense. Offense is going to come. Their shots are going to fall. Like I said, they missed a lot of shots, but they are going hard to the boards, and that's what you can ask for as a team like that, and drawing that foul. So, you know, just compose yourself. You can't get frustrated. This is a big game. They're only up by 5, scores 20-15, and you just got to stay with it, you know.
And the Northman being welcomed back on the court with a nice mellow version of the fight song now. You know, it's not the usual loud blasting one, but nice job again by the Petoskey Jazz Band. And if you ever get a chance to listen to them, you should come out here and do it. Teams are on the sidelines getting ready to get started here again. And as they get ready to go back on the floor, I guess that wraps up tonight's UPS Store Petoskey Halftime Show. And time to get started here with the second half as the teams are out on the floor. Officials get ready to turn the ball over to them. Cadillac still on the sidelines. Now they come out there. They're trailing by 5. The Northmen up 20-15 as we get ready to get the second half underway. It's going to be the Northman ball, and Katie Lewis goes out of bounds to pass it into Alyssa Van Worden. Alyssa across the timeline and moves the ball down, passes it to Lewis on the left-hand side, finds Tompkins in the middle, back outside to Van Worden, over to Ants on the other side on top, back inside to Lewis, and Lewis about the elbow, back out on top, Fraser and Van Worden. Nobody open underneath, so Lewis over on the left-hand side. Lewis back out on top to Van Worden. Northman patient, at least here, controlling the ball, playing under control, looking for some opportunities. Tompkins with the ball over on the right, passes it all the way to Lewis on the far side on the left. She gets it underneath to Tompkins, who's cutting across, back out on top to Van Worden. She takes a three from the outside, right around the hoop and out. Rebound by Lewis. She misses as well, and a lot of nice play. Turned over, and Tompkins grabs the ball back, but they get it back from her. And
great hustle by Megan Tompkins.
Nice move. Underneath is Murray Baker. Nobody down there guarding her, and the shot goes up. So Cadillac draws first blood in the second half, 2017 now. And there's a whistle, and there was a foul, and I think it was on Cadillac after the play. 20-17.
Foul was on Murray Baker. That's her third, so that's going to help us out.
And Northman bring the ball back out on top. Now it's Van Worden across the timeline. She's double teamed, pivots right past the double team, gets down the lane, makes a shot.
Great job, Alyssa.
It's all the way through the double team, down the lane,
really
and in.
She has a great way of, she's quick, and you don't look at Alyssa and think quick, but with the basketball, she is very smooth motion.
And unflappable. Ball underneath to Baker. Shot goes up, and they make the layup. That was Hannah Baker put that ball in. And Northman, 22-19, have the ball back. Van Worden at half court starts to work her magic again as she gets past Murray Baker. Brings it back out on top over to Fraser on the left-hand side. Passing it in to the right to Lewis. Lewis pivots nicely, but she runs into a double team underneath. Gives the ball up to Tompkins and gets it back. So now she shoots from the three-point arc, misses, but Van Worden with the rebound on the far side, puts it up, misses, but she's fouled.
And that's Murray Baker's fourth foul with 6:02 left in the third quarter.
What a shame, because she's a good player. It's nice to watch her out there. Does a nice job, but she's going to have to take a seat, or at least she's walking back up court.
I'm excited. I know I'm not supposed to.
Well, you can be excited about that. Alyssa Van Worden put the first free throw in. Now a 4-point lead for the Northland, and she's got another shot as Baker sits down for Cadillac. With what, 4 fouls, you said?
Yeah, she has 4 fouls, so she's not going to get back in this quarter.
And then the second shot misses, so Northland 23-19, 6 minutes remaining in quarter number 3. Drive down to the baseline, they get the shot up in the baseline, and that was Abby Fuller, and she scores.
You really need to be aware of where Abby Fuller's on the court. She's a good shooter, and she finds those openings.
Yep, she gets herself spots really nicely. And now it's Lewis on the right-hand side, and she dribbles the ball on the out-of-bound line, or was it?
Nope. They
call a foul.
It was a push on Hannah Baker. That's her second, team's third of this half.
Northman get the ball in. It's Fraser on the right-hand side underneath to Ants. She puts the ball up and misses because it comes down. It's tied up. She wrests the ball out of the hands of the Cadillac player.
Kelsey Ants, that's her third foul, so she has to be careful. That was kind of, I would almost call that a jump ball. They both went up at the same time. It wasn't her fault that.
Yeah, if they called the jump when it happened, then they would never have gotten to the foul. But in any event, that's what it is, and Cadillac has the ball. Out on top now, they get it over to the left-hand side to Golnick. Golnick shoots and puts it in. 23-23 now, tied with 5:13 remaining in the third quarter. Kelsey Ants now settles it down outside, drives towards the three-point line, but stops, passes it to Van Worden on the left, over to Lewis. Lewis into Fraser, and underneath to Van Worden. A lot of passing, goes back outside.
Nice shot by Liz Fraser. Sorry.
It's okay. Liz Fraser puts it in from just outside the free throw line.
It was a great job, Kelsey, having that defense collapse on her down low and being able to see Liz as the opener.
Good passing offense with eyes open, and the shot comes inside. It's knocked away by Megan Tompkins and picked up by Kelsey Ants, and she brings the ball up to the timeline over to the right-hand side to Fraser. Fraser backs it up over the three-point arc, gives Tompkins in the middle, passes it to Ance on the other side. Ance curls into the lane, runs into contact, no whistle, gets her own rebound, and brings it down, puts it back up for a layup, and it goes in. I'm not sure what happened where they collided there, but apparently nothing. So Northman kept possession of the ball, made the basket, and timeout's now called, I assume, by Petoskey. So 4:15 remaining, Northman up by 4, 27-23. What do you think of the start of the third quarter?
You know, it's coming, but it's not there. You know, we can't. Megan Tompkins has a great hustle play on the opposite side of the court. They're defending, and you know, you have to be aware of that. You know, she's working her butt off to try getting that steal. You know, they ended up recovering their ball and, you know, leaving her player wide open. That's not really acceptable, and that's kind of what started their momentum. Kelsey has to be careful. You know, she was lucky that call didn't get called on her. She has 3 fouls right now, and we don't need her like Emmington sitting on the end of the bench, you know, in foul trouble.
And that one, heavy contact underneath the basket, could be called either way.
Yep, it can be called either way. You know, they could have called it on her or let it go, but they just have to be careful and push the ball up the court. Katie Lewis was down by herself, and for us to just kind of walk it up the court, there's no need.
Cadillac with the ball. A nice fake by Golnick. Got Tompkins up in the air. She went around her and got to the baseline to put a shot up and drew the foul. So that's going to be Selena Golnick going to the line for Cadillac. They're down by 4, 27-23 with 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining in the third quarter. And here's Golnick with her shot and goes in. Perfect free throw, nothing but net. And now a three-point bulge for the Northmen. Getting up to the line for a second shot. And that went in as well. So now the margin's only 2 with 4 minutes and 4 seconds remaining, and the Northmen bring the ball in. It's Lewis on the near side, gets it to Van Worden. She's double teamed, casually passes it over the double team to Lewis, who stands there and waits, and the double team catches up with her inside to Fraser. Fraser finds Tompkins in the middle, back out to Lewis, and shot goes up off the rim and down to the Vikings coming up the floor trailing by 3. It's Emmington with the ball in the middle, back out on top to Golnick. Shot goes up and off the rim, rebounded inside by Agron. Contact underneath, but the ball comes out and dribbled on the out-of-bounds line off of Cadillac, and they give the ball to the Northmen. It's going to be Skolton bringing the ball in from under the basket. 3:29 remaining. Northmen up by 2. Lewis with the ball over on the right-hand side to Van Worden. Van Worden across the line. Stops, gets double-teamed. Keeps moving, though, and gets the ball to Skolton. Back to Van Worden, into Tompkins at the corner. Out on top to Lewis, drives down the lane, Fraser rather, and shot goes up and in. And
nice job by Liz Fraser.
She's fouled, and so she's going to the line for a 3.
Foul was on Mary Emmington. That's her first, team's 4th of this half.
Fraser made the 2, and now she's at the free throw line for her completion of the three-point play. Almost goes around the inside a couple of times and pops right out. Cadillac with the ball. They get it down to the corner, double teamed over there, and Van Worden knocks the exit pass out of the way. Picked back up by Emmington, and rebounded now by the Northmen, and ball taken away. This is kind of a back-and-forth situation there. Kind of a struggle for the ball that could have been called. Wasn't. Cadillac got away with the ball.
I feel like it's a lot of, I don't know if it's makeup calls but it's like makeup calls like 2 plays later. You can't do that and then call Alyssa for blocking. It's, It
makes it hard for the players to figure out what's going on and to know how to react. Cadillac has the ball now on a free throw, and that shot rolls off the rim. At the line there, that is, who is that?
Mary Emmington. Alyssa Van Worden was called for the foul. That's her second. Team's 3rd of this half.
Vikings have 4 this half, and the rebound comes down to Cadillac. They put it up, miss it. Nice job in there by Van Worden to pull down that rebound, but they call a foul, or is it just called a tie-up?
I would have called it was a tie-up. But I would have called a push from behind from Cadillac. Just.
It's a lot easier to
Yeah.
officiate the game from up here. Ball comes in, shot by Cadillac, rebounded by Fraser, and Van Worden over to the right-hand side. That's Skulton over there, and now Lewis with it, gets it into Fraser. Fraser's on the baseline, surrounded by 4 people. That leaves Van Worden open.
Ooh, we
She
got to
puts a
make those
shot up and
layups.
just missed the layup. 29-25, Cadillac with the ball. They get it into McLaurin on the left-hand side. Out, and shot goes around the rim and down. Rebounded by Skulton. She's doing a good job of getting up on those boards
Yeah,
for
Skulton's
somebody
doing a
who
great
is
job.
5'5". Couple of rebounds in a row for Hannah Skulton. Nice job. Van Worden out on top now for the Northmen, and gets it over to Lewis on the left-hand side. Lewis turns around, nothing doing, passes it back out on top to Van Worden, who comes down the lane, stops, passes it over to Skulton on the right-hand side. And they
Nice
give
job
her
by
a 3.
Hannah Skulton. You know, she's really stepping up this quarter, just defensively and being aware on the court and dribbling up the ball. It's great to see.
Getting those rebounds against all those taller players, but Cadillac brings the ball down and they put it in, and that's McLaren who puts the ball in for, was it?
Yep, McLaren.
For Cadillac. 32-27, Lewis across the timeline to Fraser. Fraser, double team comes to her and she drives out of it down the lane, but passing it across the middle, it's picked off by Golnick. And Cadillac brings the ball back now. They are trailing by 5 with 1:17 remaining in the third quarter. And Agron brings it into the middle. Down to the baseline goes Fuller. Her shot misses, and Van Worden brings it out by passing it out to Lewis. Lewis gets across the timeline, pretty open on the right-hand side. She takes it all the way to the baseline, and she gets down there. She passes it to Skulton on the side. Skulton shoots a 3, but it goes off the side of the backboard and rebounded by Cadillac. Cadillac gets the ball up in the forecourt. The rest of the players coming up to catch up as Abby Fuller takes it, and she stops. She used up her dribble, and she passes it out to Agron. And back out on the outside. Northman clogging up the middle.
Yes.
And there's that big clog. Tompkins goes up and volleyballs that ball away. And it's Golnick trying to get through. And the whistle blows, and a timeout
Cadillac.
called on Cadillac.
You know, Northmen, you can see, are getting tired. There's 30 seconds left in this quarter, but, you know, they can't give up right now. So hopefully this timeout helps them, refuels themselves. But they're playing excellent defense. Cadillac has nowhere to go. We just really need to secure that ball when we have that opportunity and take it down the court. We still need to push the ball up the court. I see a lot of, you know, lost opportunity where we're just sitting back, and Cadillac's frustrated. You know, we're up by 5 points right now, and that's not a lot at all, but we got to, you know, build off that 5 points. And, you know, to even be down by 2 points, you feel like you're down by 7. So
The Northmen get it back to the 5-point margin that they had at halftime.
Yes.
By struggling, but if they were a little more consistent, I think they'd be way out ahead by now.
If they made layups, they would be way up ahead right now. They just got to keep this momentum going. We have a few subs in, Natalie Weaver and Amanda Stinger.
Play resumes with Cadillac having the ball underneath on the baseline. They throw it into Abby Fuller, and she puts it up. It's 32-30 now, as that was a 3. And it's Lewis bringing the ball across the timeline and gets it into Stinger. Back out on top to Lewis. And back to Stinger on the far side. Stinger to Tompkins in the middle at the free throw line. Top to Lewis, down to Skulton on the right-hand side. Skulton inside to Stinger. Stinger is blocked but turns around. Layup is short, and the horn blows to end the third quarter. Northman with a 2-point lead, 32-30. We'll be back for the wrap-up of this game in just a few minutes on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm an unwinder. I'm about to go unwind for 4 days at a spa. The last thing I want to do is deal with my luggage, so I'm going to leave it up to logistics.
Unwinders love logistics. With our luggage services, just drop your luggage off at the UPS store, and your bags will be sent right to your destination. No waiting in line to check bags, no waiting at baggage claim. All you have to do is unwind. To find a location near you, visit theupsstore.com. The UPS store locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours vary by location.
Coach D hard at work on the sidelines, getting his team all prepared to come back out for the fourth quarter. The I guess the part of this game that's not been a surprise to anybody is that it's close. The part that's a little bit of a surprise is that the Northmen's play has been very inconsistent. They find themselves happily 2 points ahead at this point as we start the fourth quarter, but it's really anybody's game at this point. And we start the fourth quarter with the ball coming into Natalie Weaver out on the outside. Weaver tries to bring it down the left-hand side, can't do anything, brings it back out on top to Lewis. And as she passes it across the middle, it's stolen by Hannah Baker. Hannah Baker gets down, puts up the layup, and ties the game up 32-32 just in play in the fourth quarter.
We can't do that. This is all about momentum right here and stuff, and building off of that. Now it's tied up. We got to play excellent defense, and we need to get Megan or Kelsey back in there and Alyssa.
Tompkins in the circle, looking around, gives it to Stinger on the inside. Shot goes up over the board, rebounded by Cadillac, but they're standing on the out-of-bounds line, so the Northmen are going to come away with the ball.
We have Liz Frazier coming in for Natalie Weaver, which is great. I think she's going to be playing on Abby Fuller, and we need someone like Liz to be strong in D and be able to get out there.
Stinger on the baseline throws the ball into Fraser. Fraser into Stinger. She turns and puts the ball up. And
nice
off the
shot by Stinger.
Backboard in. Real nice shot by her. And Northman now up by 2:7:06 remaining in the ball game. Out on top for Cadillac. And they get it over to the right-hand side there. It's McLaurin over there. Out on top to Fuller. Fuller is being guarded by Stinger. And Emmington curls around. They get it down to the baseline. Rebound to Tompkins. Just picks it up off the top of the mob of players. And they get the ball up to Stinger on the right-hand side. Stinger's cut off, stops, but didn't quite stop, and she's called for traveling. Ball goes over to the Vikings, who are down by 2 with 6:38 remaining. They've got the ball on the end line, and it is Mary Emmington passing the ball in. They get it back to her, and she brings it up the floor and across the timeline.
We got to really take this time, too, that we have Mary Murray Baker out right now due to foul trouble. Use that as an advantage right now.
Cadillac with the ball out on top. They try to bring it in, but they're cut off. They get it back out on top, and it's Fuller on the right-hand side. Fuller tries to come down, but she's cut off there by a double team. Northman get the ball back. It's Tompkins, and then up to Fraser on the right-hand side. Lewis over on the left, and Tompkins right on top. Looking around, out high, gets the ball in, and they try to get back to her, but the play doesn't work, and it goes to Cadillac. Cadillac coming up the ball, 2-on-1. They go straight for the basket, miss the layup. They come down with the rebound and put that in, and that was Golnick.
Yes.
So tied up now, 34-34. Northman with the ball. It's Liz Fraser bringing the ball out across the timeline. Fraser being guarded by Fuller, gets it back to Lewis, and standing out in front. Stinger on the right-hand side gets the ball down inside to Fraser. Fraser to Tompkins underneath the basket. She puts it up, and she's fouled as she takes it up. She was double-teamed. She did what we were asking her to do.
Yep.
She's there right by the basket, takes the ball up.
Fouls on Hannah Baker.
She gets fouled by Baker.
Tompkins, she has 6 points right now, none of this half going to the line, but she needs to do that all the time. Draw that foul. She's not going to get many fouls called on her. The only foul she will get called on her is over the back due to a rebound. But we have Alyssa Van Worden in for Jamie Larson.
Tompkins' first shot misses. She's got another one coming. Yeah, those are the only fouls they'll call on her, but it'll be really easy to get fouls called against her. And she makes this free throw off of that foul and gives the Northmen a 1-point lead, 35-34. 5:23 remaining. Cadillac with the ball at half court. Get it in the left-hand side to Golnick. Golnick drives down the middle, and as she puts it up, it's blocked by Tompkins. She looks at the official to see if there's a call, and there isn't.
Well, it looks like she tipped it. Megan blocked it, but the girl tipped it. Cadillac's not very happy about that, but we need to be strong with the ball right now. They're pressing. Liz Frazier, I think, can take it up by herself, but someone just always needs to be ready to help out.
She's there, taking the ball up against Fuller, gets across the timeline, pushes Fuller back a little bit more, still playing with her, gives it to Van Worden. Van Worden out on top now into Tompkins' way out. Van Worden gets it back and drives towards the lane, stops, finds Fraser on the left. Fraser puts it up from beyond the three, and shot goes up off the rim. pulled down by Cadillac, and there's a foul, I think, pushing called on the Northland, on Megan.
That's Tompkins' second, their fourth of this half. Cadillac has 5 team fouls, so we really got to use that as an advantage and try drawing that foul. We have Mary Murray, our Baker, coming back in the game, so we need to hold up her and make sure she's not there. She's going to want to, redeem herself after sitting the whole
Somebody's got to challenge her, see if she's going to foul them, really. Cadillac with the ball over on the right-hand side, out on top, and it is Agron with the ball out there. They get it to the baseline, just scoop it around and put it up. That's a nice shot by Emmington, and Cadillac now with a 1-point lead, 36-35. Tompkins to Stinger in the forecourt. Stinger's caught inside, passes it to Tompkins underneath, back to Stinger, and all the way across to Lewis on the other side. Back out on top to Van Worden. There's Stinger on the right. She drives down, has a screen by Tompkins, brings it back out. Lewis drives the lane. She misses. Stinger under.
We really need to go and get our offensive boards. We had Alyssa kind of hesitant going for it, and we can't afford that right now. Katie had a nice move going into the paint, and we need 4 people to go for it.
Tie up on the floor. Ball goes to the Vikings, and they bring the ball up with a 1-point lead, 3:58 remaining. Mary Murray Baker on the right-hand side. Now they give it to Fuller. Fuller outside, passes it out to Golnick. In the baseline, rolls over the rim, rebounded by 2 Cadillac players. They put it up, miss, and the rebound comes down. It's knocked out of bounds by Cadillac. It's going to be Northman ball underneath.
We have Kelsey Ann's coming in for Amanda Singer. So we have our 5 starters out there. Oh, Abby Blanchard's coming in for
Stinger.
Nope, Abby Blanchard is coming in for Megan Tompkins. So hopefully we can keep this momentum. It's 35-36, 3:42.
Cadillac with the ball underneath. I guess they gave it to them and pass it underneath. There is a shot coming up, and it's
nice
blocked by
Kelsey.
Good defense, and they get the second shot up. And now Northland comes down with the rebound, but it's taken away. Cadillac with the ball, bring it back towards the basket, set it up. It's Fuller over to the right-hand side to Agron, and back out on top. Petoskey scrambling and knocking the ball away, but Cadillac with it. They drive towards the basket. They're inside underneath, but they miss the shot and goes off Van Worden's hand. She's knocked down on the floor. Stands up. Cadillac with the ball. She's hurt a little bit, but making her way up the court. And the Northmen hold the ball and give Van Worden a chance to get back in the play. Give her the ball out on top. And now it's Fraser with the ball over on the left-hand side underneath to Van Worden. She takes a step, gets around the player, puts it up, misses, but Ants with it. She makes a shot, misses, gets her own rebound. Now she's got it again, puts it back up, and this time it goes
Kelsey.
in. So
Kelsey's doing a great job. She's
lots of rebounds and 3 shots.
On defense and offense. She's making sure she's going straight up when someone's coming into her so she doesn't draw that last foul.
1-point lead now for the Northmen. Driving in is Cadillac. They get it back out on top. Shot from the outside, misses, rebounded inside by Lewis as the little people are getting up and pulling down those boards. Lewis all the way up to Blanchard, who is wide open. She puts a shot up, but it's knocked away right out of her hands. But it's going to be Northman ball out of bounds. 2:23 remaining in the ballgame. Northman up by 1, 37-36.
Looks like Vikings coach is not happy. Looks like maybe Katie, it didn't look dirty. I know what a dirty basketball player looks like, but was trying to get space, and her elbow did hit Goldnick's face, but
she gets her audience with the official, and that's it. Tompkins with the ball inside, puts the ball up, misses the layup because she's fouled, and she's going to the line.
I'm trying to see who that foul is on. Fouls on
25,
which is Hannah Baker. That's her 4th.
And Tompkins at the line.
Vikings right now have 16 fouls, so hopefully we can use Megan like we have been and use her in bonus.
Meanwhile, we use Megan to make a free throw. That was really good, and that gets the margin up to 2 now, 38-36. Time is down to 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and Tompkins has another shot coming. And makes it from the free throw line, and timeout called
by Coach D. This is great that Megan made both those free throws. They're up by 3 right now, 39-36 with 2:20 left in this game. It comes down to who wants it more. Both teams are very capable of. I think Cadillac is very frustrated. They have some of their girls. Both the Bakers have 4 fouls, and those are key players, but we just got to make sure we are looking closing out on Goldnick the correct way. We're going to the offensive boards, and we push it up and keep our head up while we're dribbling. And with those things that we
Coach D's talking with his hands up above his head. Keep the ball up there, I guess.
Yeah, that's what they need to do. Keep the ball up, and they're going to want the ball. They're scrambling right now, and give it to Megan. Megan can jump, okay? We see her every tip-off jump for that ball and how much she beats, She's not afraid to jump for that ball and draw that foul. Right now, there's 16 fouls. If we can get them in bonus, and, it's just going to benefit us. Right now, I'm shaking. I'm so nervous right
Northman
now.
talking to each other as they come out on the floor. Everybody getting organized between themselves.
Yes.
Now they've gotten instructions from the coach.
We have Amanda Stinger, Liz Frazier, Megan Tompkins, Hannah School, and Kelsey Ant. So a really nice combination. They all been doing very well.
Coach talks to them on the bench, and then they go out on the floor and say, now this is what we're really going to do. Here we go, get ready. Cadillac with the ball. They bring it across the timeline. 2:17 remaining. Northman up by 3. Cadillac with the ball on the right-hand side. That's Emmington over there. They pass it up to Marie Baker. She puts her shot up, and it's knocked out of her hands by Stinger, and I think it's going to be a foul.
They called a foul on Megan Tompkins. It looked like she got ball, but I think Megan might have got her wrist. So we have Mary Baker. Hopefully she's tired and misses her free throws.
She got a nice rest for a little while.
Yes.
What does Tompkins have? Is that 4 for her, or is it?
No, she just has 3. So.
Okay. Well, Mary Baker puts that shot in now, so 2-point margin here, and she's got another shot coming.
We have Alyssa Van Worden and Katie Lewis coming in for Hannah Skolton and Amanda Stinger. So we have the starting 5, hopefully to finish off the 2:09 left and really concrete that lead.
And Mary Baker puts her shot in, so it's a 1-point margin now. Northman with the ball. Alyssa Van Worden in the backcourt. She dribbles into a double team, backs up. She's got to pass it up, does to Lewis, who when pass inside is intercepted by Cadillac. Trailing by 1, they bring the ball up the floor. They bring it down, but it's intercepted underneath the basket by Lewis, and the Northmen have it back. Fraser on the side.
They need to slow it down. We're throwing it away, and we're lucky that Liz looked back, but we're up by 1. There's a minute 37. Just
look for a good shot.
Work that good shot,
Right. Van Worden out on top to Lewis over the right-hand side to Ants. Good safe place to have the ball is in Ants' hands. She drives towards the basket, stops, puts it up, shoots it over the basket, though, and it's rebounded by Fuller for Cadillac. Fuller playing a great game, gets it up the floor and stops at the top of the circle. Fuller over the right-hand side to Emmington. Emmington looking for something special with 1:10 remaining. They're waiting for a good shot, too. Get it over to the far side to Fuller. Fuller drives in and puts it in. That gives Cadillac a 1-point lead now, 40-39. Just under a minute remaining now as Ants brings the ball up for the North and passes to Van Worden in the middle.
We got to be careful. Take care of that basketball. There's 52.4 seconds left in this game. Coach D calls a timeout. Cadillac's out by 1. We really need to work for a good shot. There's still a lot of time, but this makes me so nervous.
I can tell. Van Worden does a nice job of corralling that pass. It looked like it was going to go wild. Northmen call timeout as they get the ball up in the forecourt. Coach D ready to set up a play for them. You are. You're just jumping all over the place, aren't you? Well, if you're going to be nervous, a good time to do it. It's Northmen down by 1. 52 seconds remaining, but down by 1 and with the ball. So with the ball, it's got to be worth at least 1 point. And, so it's a pretty close situation here. Jazz band playing the fight song. All the Northman fans in the gym standing up. Some of the Cadillac fans seem to be quietly, so now I was going to say quietly relaxing and sitting down, but I doubt any of them are any more relaxed than you are.
I know. Northman just really need to stay calm. 52 seconds left on the clock. That's plenty of time. Work for that shot. Give it to Megan. Give it to Kelsey. Whoever's open. And when you get that, they've been getting open looks. It's just finish it. It's all about finishing.
And then stay cool. There's going to be 3 or 4 possessions left in this game, back and forth. Ball comes into the Northman. Now it's Van Worden on the right side. Passes it into Tompkins. Tompkins back outside of Van Worden, outside the 3-point line. She backs up to let everybody set anything up, and that pass gets away, goes through Lewis's hands and out of bounds. So now Cadillac has the ball.
43 seconds left on the clock. Cadillac calls a timeout. They're really going to try stalling and running, splitting the floor, putting it in the corners, and trying to draw out the clock. And
1.43 seconds.
Look for that
a
shot.
Tough stall.
They're gonna look for that shot, but it's just nerve-wracking. I love close games, but
you got to say
Cadillac
has a lot of experience with close games.
Yes.
They've won their last 2 games by 1 point. They're in the lead by 1 point now, so they're somewhat familiar territory. The Northmen are playing at home, so they're somewhat familiar territory. Both teams are, with the way they've been playing, quite capable of winning this game, but both teams are quite capable of making critical last-second mistakes as well. So we'll see what happens now as Mary Murray Baker brings the ball in for Cadillac. Pass comes into Abby Fuller, and the Northmen drop back, let Abby Fuller bring it across the timeline. Fuller gets across, passes over to Emmington, and there's contact out there, and foul called.
Oh, nope.
Timeout called.
Full timeout by Cadillac.
So they get the ball across the timeline and call timeout. Okay, maybe that uses up a couple extra seconds for them by having to start play again.
31.7 seconds left on this clock. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear it, but you have the students section cheering and the jazz band, chanting. So hopefully that really boosts.
Shouting back and forth with jazz band going "Go Blue," and then the fans going "Go White," and the excitement level in the gym picking up. The gym is full now as everybody who was foolish enough to only come for the boys' game is getting here now too. It's time to see the thrilling conclusion of this game. There's 31 seconds remaining. The Vikings have a 1 point lead and the ball. They've got the ball at their end. They're going to be bringing it in from the side on their end of the court. Northmen coming in, getting ready. It's the starting lineup for the Northmen coming down the floor, and Cadillac with Mary Murray Baker on the sideline getting ready to throw the ball in. Watch Baker, because it's an inbounds pass person who's often the most dangerous person. She throws the ball into the backcourt, tapped away by Fraser. That takes
great hustle by Liz Fraser.
31 seconds remaining now, and actually the clock shouldn't run at all, right? The ball never came in. Well, it was knocked inbound. So Cadillac now with the ball in the backcourt. Ray Baker throws the ball in to Emmington. Emmington gets across the double team, but it's knocked away again, this time by Lewis, and out of bounds. I don't know, the continuing to knock the ball out of bounds.
I think, they need to get that double team going.
You got to get possession of the ball.
Forcing it.
And they throw the ball all the way back into the backcourt. They bring it up. They're met at the timeline.
They need a foul. They need to stop that clock. There's 19.7 seconds left.
Van Worden commits the foul. It looked like Tompkins tried to, and they didn't call it out at the.
And I learned this the hard way. You really have to go after the ball. There's 16 fouls. They need to stop that clock and get them to the line. You can't waste 3 seconds in fouling. There's plenty of time for us to get another shot opportunity. We just got to use it.
Non-shooting foul ball comes thrown back into the backcourt, and Fraser tries to take it away. And Ants got on the floor. They almost get the ball back, but whistle called now. And question, what are they going to call? Is that a timeout, or they give the ball? No, it's a timeout to Cadillac. And now we're down to 12 seconds. Cadillac with the ball. So Cadillac is used up about, 17 seconds with timeouts and backcourt passing. And they've got the lead that they can use up the other 12 and a half seconds. They'll be just fine. All the Northmen have to do is get the ball away and get it down the court and put it in the basket to win. So close game both ways. And as I said, Cadillac in their third in a row 1 point game now, down to the last couple of seconds.
The Northmen just can't worry right now. 12.6 seconds is a long time, and it is.
Cadillac won their last game by 1 point, being down with 9 seconds to go.
And it is a long time, 12.6 seconds, but you can't waste it at all. You can't. If you're gonna foul, you got to foul right away. So right when the ball's inbounded, if we can't steal it, then we got to make sure we get a hand out there.
Ball comes in, and the
Thank
foul.
you, Katie Lewis.
And a little dangerous foul there. She charged into her rather than just hitting her. So, the chance to call something else, but they just call it as a regular foul. Going to the line is Abby Fuller, one of the best shots for Cadillac. Cadillac's up by 1. There's 10 and a half seconds remaining. And Fuller getting ready to take her shot.
We're hoping she misses both.
And she missed the first one, and the rebound comes down. Tompkins has it.
Oh, no,
yeah.
Tommy.
They called her for travel, and probably did travel. This little double jump there with the ball.
And that's all right. There's 8.4 seconds. She goes, follows someone again. They go to the line, and, we restart it.
All right, it's time to do this again. Now the ball is in Mary Marie Baker on the side, and contact now as Tompkins runs into Fuller again. I think they want Fuller to be shooting. She's the one that they keep giving the ball to. Fuller's the one who missed the last free throw. She's got another chance now standing at the free throw line. Vikings are up by 1, 7.5 seconds remaining. Ball at the Vikings end of the court as we get ready for a free throw by Abby Fuller.
We have Hannah Skolton coming in. That's always they were looking for the three-point shot.
And this one again. It's off Tompkins' hands, but it's knocked away by Cadillac, and they give the ball to the Northmen. So the Northmen have the ball out of bounds now. Skolton bringing the ball in, and timeout, I assume, is going to be called by Coach D to set up that inbounds play. I don't know. In high school, does that give him the option to bring the ball in from the side?
No.
Okay, he
has to bring it in, but we have Alyssa Van Worden checking in, I guess, back in for Hannah. 6.6 seconds left on the clock, so really we need to take this time and run this play. If we have to draw that foul. Unfortunately, there's no such thing as a three-point play on the buzzer beater with the layup, but we can still, there's 6.6 seconds left. We can get a three-point opportunity. I'm hoping we shoot it and we can go to the line.
Well, it's only a 1-point margin, right?
Yes.
So anything.
We need a layup.
Even a free throw,
I want to give them my, spirit fingers down there, and
even a free throw.
They have to have it in their mind where they can do it. If they're already given up, this game's over.
Right. And they have to have a specific idea.
They have to be 100% confident right now in Coach D, and
they have to have a specific play in mind, and Van Worden's got the ball out of bounds. Everybody's up in the front end of the court here, and now the ball comes into Tompkins. You get to watch Tompkins dribble the ball all the way up the court, which is your fun thing. She gets in, passes it underneath.
Yeah! Kelsey Ann scored on the last second!
Buzzer.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry.
And all the players, all the people,
my God.
all the people over here are yelling, and the coach over here is yelling for Cadillac that the shot was too late. But you have the light on the basket. You can see the ball go in. And I'm sure that they called it for the Northmen. It's on the scoreboard. The officials are leaving the floor. The game is over. Cadillac's not happy about that. But that shot did go in. And the Northmen now, as Cadillac has won their last couple of games in the last second.
I screamed. I'm
sorry.
sorry.
The Northmen now win the ball at the last second. And what was that play? It was Tompkins to Ant.
It was Tompkins drived it down the court. And Tompkins, they all collapsed on her. And Kelsey Ant, found that shot. And out of all the missed shots Kelsey made this game, that one definitely made up for it. I am so excited right now.
And so are Megan and Kelsey. We're hugging each other on the floor right now.
That is huge.
I'll tell you what.
I'm getting touched.
Why don't we give Caitlin a chance to calm down for a second? And we'll be right back to talk about this game in just a minute. You ready, Jason? And here we are. We'll be right back on WJML, News Talk Sports, 1110 and 1210, and worldwide at WJML.com.
January brings snow, north wind, and plenty of chill. But Jet's Pizza in Petoskey has the recipe to warm you up from the inside out. Right now, a large one-topping Jet's Pizza is just $5.99 for a small. Or feed the whole ski team with a large one-topping pizza for just $9.99. Like an extra kick on your pizza? Ask for Jet's exclusive bold pepperoni with big, spicy flavor. Find and print valuable coupons at jetspizza.com, and let's get Jets.
Let's get Jets.
Hi, my name is Kelly, and I'm an unwinder. I'm about to go unwind for 4 days at a spa. The last thing I want to do is deal with my luggage, so I'm going to leave it up to logistics.
Unwinders love logistics. With our luggage services, just drop your luggage off at the UPS store, and your bags will be sent right to your destination. No waiting in line to check bags, no waiting at baggage claim. All you have to do is unwind. To find a location near you, visit theupsstore.com. The UPS store locations are independently owned and operated. Services, pricing, and hours vary by location.
And we are back in a very loud, very excited Petoskey High School gym. Excited for all kinds of things. Everything is going on right now. The Northman girls just pulling off a great last-second victory. Pass from Megan Tompkins to Kelsey Ants, who put the ball in as time expired, and the red lights were going on the backboard as the ball was going in the hoop. All the Cadillac fans and Cadillac coach standing up and screaming that the shot was late. The only people that counted were the officials and Caitlin, all of whom agree that the shot was on time.
I apologize if I blew anybody's speakers, but that was really exciting.
So are you calmed down enough to do the scoring for the game?
I'm more calm than I was doing the game because I was really nervous. I was actually shaking. But like I said, you have to be 100% positive and believe in your coach is doing the right thing. And obviously he was giving it to Megan, dribbling it down the court and scoring.
Well, I would think when the coach calls that play on the sidelines that everybody sort of sighs and says, well, this we know we can do.
Mm-hmm.
This is something we've been doing all year. And, the part of it that was a little scary for me was Megan bringing the ball down the floor. When the tall person is dribbling the ball.
That doesn't make me nervous because I know, I've guarded Megan dribbling down the court. It's awkward to guard someone that's 6'3", and, she's dribbling. Her low dribble is to your shoulder, and it's fast, so you can't swipe it because you're going to get run over.
I think the advantage that she had is that the last thing Cadillac wanted to do was foul her.
Yes.
And send her to the line with to take two shots with the penalty, to take two shots either to win the game right there, and so she pretty much got down the floor uncontested until she got inside the 3-point arc. Then, as you described it, the defense saw Megan with the ball. They collapsed on her. Kelsey was on the other side, and that left her uncovered.
She wasn't that open, and so that was the crazy thing is that Megan was able to get that pass to her, and right. Kelsey to go up strong with it, and and the eye of the tiger, I have to give it to Megan and Kelsey. That last play is what saved the game. I'm sorry. I know Jason's pointing at me at one, but that was a combined effort. If it wasn't for Megan, there would be no Kelsey Antis shot, and if it wasn't for Kelsey.
Right, and that's pretty much been true all season. Most of their accomplishments they accomplished together, although that one in particular, that took the two of them, no question about that. So what we've got, what do we have, about 40 points, 41 points for the Northmen? So.
Well, I would say that was the play of the game. So to make Jason happy, that was definitely the play of the game. And Cadillac did do a good guard, but I don't want to go to the team that wasn't unspoken, but I think Liz Frazier also, she contributes well, and she played tough defense. And that last half, with those steals, with, penetrating that pass, even though we didn't get the ball, but, that puts doubt in Cadillac's mind. So either Tiger goes to Liz Frazier, but great job to Kelsey and Megan. I love them. I love you guys.
All right. Well, exciting way, the most exciting possible way there is to finish. Third game in a row that Cadillac has a 1-point margin at the end of the game. The first two times it was in their favor. This time it's the Northmen holding on and coming back in that last second and winning the game by a point. Nobody's leaving this gym, by the way, because the boys' game is going to be playing next, and they came out on the field on the court as soon as the Northman girls left. And everybody in the crowd's looking at that, but the crowd is still buzzing about that victory by the girls. Excellent game. Very as excited as it can get.
It's exciting now. I really wish Cadillac lost to Gaylord, just so that we could be first in the BNC right now. But
we are tied.
We're tied
right.
for first. I want it all to us.
Well, now it's up to the rest of the conference.
Yep.
I mean, this is the last time that we play them in the regular season, so it's up to the rest of the conference for somebody to come along and beat Cadillac. By the way, everybody else is TC West is just a little behind us at 5-1. Nobody else is playing tonight. Alpena is 3 games behind them, and then Traverse City Central, and then Gaylord, and then Ogama Heights bringing up the rear. But on the top, good bit ahead of everybody else, Cadillac and Petoskey. All right, we've got some statistical stuff to do right now, so let's take a look at who got all those points for both teams.
We have Hannah Skolton with 3, Megan Tompkins with 9, Liz Frazier with 4, Amanda Stinger with 4, Kelsey Ants with 9, Katie Lewis with 6, and Alyssa Van Worden with 6. For the Vikings, we have Darby McLaurin with 2, Abby Fuller with 14, Mary Emmington with 2, Kaylin Agron with 7, Selena Golnick with 7, Hannah Baker with 2, and Mary Murray Baker with 6.
All right, I'm going to talk for a second. Thanks for getting all those in. I'm going to talk for a second and give you a chance to see if you can find Kelsey, ideally Kelsey and Megan, and get them both over here, but just one of them if you have to, as we wind down the game tonight. About as exciting as it can get here, the Northmen taking their share of first place in the Big North Conference, taking it in the most exciting possible way. An inconsistent game, I think it's only fair to say, for the Northmen as they were playing all along. But they had it when they needed to have it, and they got that final point when they did. And coming over here to talk to us, climbing over the fence here. Now that the game's over, she's going to injure herself, getting herself into the booth here. But Kelsey Ants, can you give her your headsets? Will that work, Jason? Okay. There you go. Can you hear us? All right, I can't hear you, but we'll get that taken care of. Now, say something.
Hello.
All right, excellent. Well, Kelsey, that was, how's your blood pressure doing?
I think I lost about 10 years of my life.
And is things starting to calm down now?
Not quite.
You can cross that off your bucket list.
I know, because after missing it last year in Gaylord.
Oh, yeah.
I assume that play was called on the bench in that last time out.
You could say that. Not really.
Not really? Well, what happened?
The play was for Megan to come screen for me, but they had double teamed me. So Megan did a great job running it up the floor, and she had gotten double teamed there, and I just screamed her name, and she got the pass, and it was about time I made a layup this game. So.
That's what we said. We go, out of all the layups Kelsey missed, and Cadillac plays excellent defense on you every single time we go down there. They know how to guard you, and thank you. You don't know how nervous I was. I screamed I blew everyone's speakers that are listening.
Kaylin's sitting here. She's physically shaking for the last 2 minutes of the game. And but I think everybody on your team when they came out there, I think everybody out there knew that you had a good shot at doing this, and that you were capable of doing it, and then you did.
Jamie Larson started crying.
She.
Yeah. Well, because I didn't know how much time was left. I was like, just please go in.
And there is no doubt that you put that shot up. I know Cadillac's coach was very upset through his clipboard.
Look at the film.
But
there's red lights on the rim.
Look at WJML. The shot was up. As the red lights on the backboard went off, that's when your shot hit off the backboard.
Right.
So there's no doubt in my mind.
And it only has to be out of your hands, right?
Correct.
Doesn't have to be in the basket, and it clearly was out of your hands when that light came on.
That's part of the reason we got the lights.
There you go.
Catch the buzzer beaters.
Well, so what a great play. I mean, you had Megan Tompkins bringing the ball up the floor.
Yeah,
I know that's
point guard.
I know that's something she's been that's been something she's been doing pretty consistently this year. Caitlin's been having a great time watching that all season long.
It's my favorite play, Megan bringing up the ball.
It always scares the heck out of me to watch the tallest person on the court dribbling the ball. But they didn't want to foul her, so she had plenty of room coming down that side. They collapsed all over her when she got inside the three-point arc. And then what's going on in your head when you see that?
Well, I had noticed that no one was on me, and I just saw Megan getting double teamed, and I screamed her name. She looked. She did a great job. I mean, I know she's a tall girl, but she's probably one of the only posts in the league that can consistently dribble it up the court. And she did a great job of passing the ball, and I was just thinking, Kelsey, you need to make up for last year in Gaylord where you missed that last layup.
Well, how does that work? You're standing there ready to put in the winning shot, and you're thinking about the one you missed last year?
Flashback.
And you're thinking about all the ones you missed in this game?
I'm just like, please go in. It's like, how embarrassing would it be?
Well, guess what? It went in.
It did.
Okay. And you can relax now. It's in there. You guys won. You're in first place now, tied with Cadillac.
Correct.
And all you need is somebody to come along in the rest of the season and beat them. I was thinking this was a finish that was made for them. Their last two games, they won by 1 point in the last second. Now they were on the other side of it. They had a lot of experience with this. You didn't. This is a new experience for your team coming out there with 1 second to go.
Yeah.
And in a game where I think it's only fair to say that your team play was pretty inconsistent in this game. That's why it was so close at the end. And then you needed it to be perfect right at the end, and there you were.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great game.
Okay, well, as far as I'm concerned, we can sit here for the next 2 or 3 hours and talk about it. It was great. It was fantastic. It was a lot of fun.
We used to call our half court, so is her new nickname Buzzer Beater?
Well, you're going to have more nicknames than we can come up with. But great game. Great game by you and all your teammates. And it was only fitting that the way the play's gone this season, that it was you and Megan at the end. And it was great to see that.
Yeah, it was great team play because the scores were, I think, 9-9, 6. Another person had 6, someone had 4. I mean, it was very balanced.
Yes, it was very balanced, and it's great to see everyone contributing to the game.
Our bench did great.
And, like Cadillac, I said, Cadillac plays excellent defense on you and Megan, and they're really aware of who's the scorers and how to shut them down, usually shadowing you. And it's great to see, Amanda and Katie and Alyssa really step up tonight.
What is it? Let me ask that, and then I'm going to let you go. What is it that they do that really, I mean, your lowest scoring games are always against Cadillac. Something they do makes it tough on you, or is it you? Do you just have a problem with Cadillac?
I think it's kind of a mixture of both. I mean, their defense is really high pressured. Even though sometimes it's a mismatch down in the post, they do a great job of getting in your face. They have your hands in the passing lanes. They'll jump the passes. They do well on ball screens and other screens.
They do, and like you said, they do play excellent ball pressure, which maybe Kelsey is open, but since the ball pressure is so heavy we can't get it to her too. So, it's really just about creating space between you and your defender. And
I think the next game that you play against them, assuming that there's no more conference games.
No, because they're Class B now.
And they're in Class B, so you're not going to play them in the playoffs. So this is the last time you have to face them.
So
now
for
the rest of the season, you'll be back up to your 13, 17, 22 points a game, whatever. You don't have to worry about them. But I was going to say, if you did have to see them again, the two of you get on the court, you look at each other, you get the big smile coming off of this one. So I know there's other people you want to talk to tonight. We're glad that you came up here and spent some time talking to us. But we think we're going to let you get back to your teammates. And congratulations on an astounding game. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
All right, and Jason, if we can get you back over there, if you can, we take a. Jason's got to spend some time flirting with Kelsey here for a moment. Then we'll get him back here, so here we go. All right, can we take a quick break, and then we'll come back and wrap this thing up here. Got to get Jason back in position here, so we will be right back on WJML News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210 and worldwide on WJML.com.
Parents, remember that big hit your kid took during the game? The kid probably doesn't. So after the game, watch out for signs that a concussion may have taken place. Signs and symptoms don't always show up right away, so learn what to look for. Get more information about concussions, including access to free online education courses, by visiting the MHSAA website and clicking on Education. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Things have perked up in downtown Alanson with the all-new R&R Cabin Restaurant. Chef Randy Cole and his partner Ruth invite you to stop in for a jumpstart breakfast or a delicious lunch of gourmet sandwiches and homemade soups. This Friday, try R&R Cabin's Friday night fish fry starting at 4 o'clock. Fill up on a great meal and top it off with a cup of freshly brewed coffee and one of many homemade desserts. Now open, try the all-new R&R Cabin, located in downtown Alanson. Call for today's special at 231-203-2012.
Hey, I'm Kristen.
The best mobile pet beautician around. I'm Robert.
The owner of the UPS store in my neighborhood. I get all kinds of pet products delivered all the time, and since my van is my office.
Her business needed a real street address.
So I got a mailbox at the UPS store. Now I never miss a delivery because Robert can sign
for all Kristen's packages and send out a text or email when they arrive. Kristen loves being in business on her own.
But with Robert's help, I don't feel like I'm alone.
And running around in circles.
Are you a
mind reader?
Wow.
To learn about mailbox services at the UPS store and to find a locally owned center near you, visit theupsstore.com. We love small businesses. We love logistics.
Your Petoskey UPS store is your certified packing expert. Locally owned and operated and located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Mention that you heard this ad and you'll get a 10% discount on in-store custom packaging.
And we are back. We're all out of breath. I don't have any voice left. Caitlin's got the chills. Jason is trying to get back organized again after having all of his equipment go to Kelsey. And we're trying to figure out what to do here. But we want to give you a wrap-up on this game. I'll tell you what, the national anthem is about to go for the boys' game. So why don't we just get out of here rather than talk over the national anthem? Tonight's game, final score, Petoskey Northman 41, Cadillac Vikings 40. And that wraps it up here. Tonight's Petoskey Northman great basketball victory brought to you by your local UPS store, your certified packaging expert located in the Mitchell Street Plaza near Radio Shack. Silver Dollar Business Solutions, increase your business's bottom line with value-added electronic payment services. Northern Michigan Artist Market with art and all media by over 90 local Northern Michigan artists from Traverse City to the top of the Upper Peninsula at 445 East Mitchell Street, next to the old library in Petoskey's historic Gaslight District. And special thanks to WJML Radio, News Talk Sports 1110 and 1210, and worldwide on WJML.com.